Hello, and welcome back to PTE Tutorials. Today, we'll be going over the Pearson Test of English Academic for Writing, specifically for Writing Task 2. We'd also like to take this time to thank you again for choosing PTE. Now, what exactly will we be going over today? Well, we'll be going over the scoring criteria, the question types. We'll give you a step-by-step strategy in order to solve the questions, and you'll also be given the question instructions. Now, the rubric. We will be going over, when we grade you, your content, whether or not you are able to stick to the prompt or the question, whether or not you've developed your essay, given it a good structure, and made it coherent. We'll also look at the form, whether or not the form of it is correct. We'll also be interested in your linguistic range, whether or not you're able to change the sentence structure, the vocabulary, in order to keep it interesting. We'll also go over, when we grade you, and make sure that you're properly able to use grammar, as well as the mechanics of English. We'll make sure that you have a wide vocabulary range. That way you aren't repeating the same words over and over again. And of course, we'll all be going over your spelling. Now let's go over the question types. You'll be given potentially 4 different kinds of questions that you'll have to write about. They are agreeing or disagreeing with a statement, arguing for or against an opinion, describing a situation, or comparing and contrasting. For agreeing or disagreeing with a statement, we will give you a statement, and we simply ask you to tell us whether or not you agree or disagree with the statement. For argue for and against an opinion, we would like you to argue for or against an opinion. For describing a situation, we will give you a situation, and we would like you to, in your own words, describe it. Comparing and contrasting, this simply means that we would like you to find between 2 different topics similarities for compare, and for contrast, the differences. An example of agree or disagree would be, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Only people who earn a lot of money are successful. Use specific reasons and examples to support your opinion. We will be grading you on your English fluency. We will not be grading you based on the content as to whether or not you agree or disagree. We will grade you on the content as to whether or not you stay on topic. For arguing for or against an opinion, this is an example. Living in a foreign country cannot be better than living in your own. You will have to discuss your views and give your opinion. You will have to provide examples and supporting evidence, because you cannot assert something without having anything to support it or back it up. Again, we will not be grading you on the content of whether or not you have the proper opinion. We will be grading you on whether or not you're fluent or your fluency in the English language. And as far as the content is concerned, we will only be grading you as to whether or not you can stay on topic. For describing a situation, we will be asking you things such as describe a custom from your country that you would like other people from other countries to adopt. Explain your choice using specific reasons and examples. Again, you will need to provide a suitable answer for this, provide reasons or examples. Moreover, I cannot stress this enough, we will not be grading you on which particular item you pick or describe, but rather whether or not you are able to stay on topic, and we will be grading you on the fluency of your English. For comparing and contrasting, here is another example. It has been said, not everything that is learned is contained in books. Compare and contrast knowledge gained from experience with knowledge gained from books. In your opinion, which source is more important and why? For this, you would need to find similarities between the two and differences between the two. You would have to provide your opinion and back it up with either ideas, thoughts, facts, examples, or reasons. Again, we are not going to grade you necessarily on what you propose, but whether or not you were able to stay on topic and whether or not you were able to competently use English grammar and spelling and vocabulary. Here is a step-by-step strategy on how to tackle these questions. First, read the prompt carefully. Examine what exactly the question is expecting you to do. Identify what you need to do, and make sure that when you go through and think about what you're supposed to be doing, that you never stray from that. You need to plan and organize your ideas that you would like to write. If you have pen and paper, it may be advisable to write out a small outline. You will need to refer to those ideas and then write your essay. Once you have read and written your essay, you will need to check for spelling mistakes, grammar errors, punctuation errors. You will need to double check the words and how many words you have, and whether or not the vocabulary or the choice of words can be improved in order to change the tone, the attitude, or the particular opinion that you are either promoting or trying to write against. Now for the test instruction, you will have 20 minutes to plan, write, and revise this essay. You will be judged on how well you develop a position, not necessarily your position. You will be evaluated on how you organize your ideas, how you present those supporting details, and your control of the English language. Again, it should be 200 to 300 words. This concludes this presentation. Next time, we will go over how to write a paragraph and make sure that you do that competently and proficiently. Thank you again, and see you next time.